قال الله إملا الهينا ويهاو باشم يهاو شاه ما شيا وملاكي باشم هار وقت dash Barakathum, the water by the bar will farm Yasharab. Give honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teaches daily. To the men out there teaching the likewise doctrine and city Shalom. Today we're gonna get into these pastors, man. You got one pastor that I guess he felt his pockets getting low, so he decided to include the proud people, invited him to his church, all of them. And then you got this other pastor from Alabama, my home state, where he decided to dress up like a transsexual. He dressed up like a thick white woman, and he couldn't face the shame and embarrassment, so he offed himself. Now we told y'all all the time that Esau, he's forever running from judgment. He's always running from punishment. That's why a lot of Edomite CEOs to this day, they keep that 38 snub nose Saturday night special in that desk drawer, just in case they get caught in their bullshit. And they don't want to face the public. They don't want to face their families. They don't want to face their friends. So that's how we Esau is. Now, let's get into these videos real quick. This guy, the gospel of inclusion, gates. That's the name of the video. It says Carlton Pearson lost everything for telling the truth. They are pushing this shit. Now the white supremacist liberals are attacking you in your house of worship in this something. But let's get it. Let's let this play.
Every gay person in our churches left, or those who have an orientation or a preference or an inclination or fantasy. If everyone left, we wouldn't have a church.
See, why did you go out on a limb and say gays are accepted in heaven? Something that the black church.
That's not what the scripture says. You want to know what the scripture says about gays? Let's get it. Let's go to the book of Leviticus. See how these pastors they feel like it's either he felt his pockets getting thin or Esau got on him and told him to do this. Gays are welcome in heaven. Shit, man. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. That's not scriptural, homie. So, we can talk to the first lie. So let's keep going. There's another scripture. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 10. We say to the seer, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Our people love hearing lies. They love it. Even if they know it's a lie, they still gonna accept it. Let's go. Let's finish this.
Disagrees with.
Well, not only the black church, the church disagrees with it. And my gay friend.
No, the church doesn't disagree with it. The church ain't nothing but a building. The Bible disagrees with what you just said. So, with that being said, that makes you a liar. Now, I said it all. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. If you lying to the people for money, you ain't shit. I don't give a fuck who you are, especially these lying ass preachers and these lying ass politicians. And I'm gonna say this once again. They're gonna be stringing up you lying ass pastors and you lying ass politicians left and right. Because once the people figure out how y'all been playing with them for the love of money, they're gonna be stringing y'all lying asses up left and right. Now, let's finish this.
And I have several over the years, were some of the most sensitive, loving, creative, ingenious, generous people. Some are members of my family. I got tired of sending them to hell, that these brilliant human beings.
You don't have the power to put nobody in hell. Hell is a condition, not a place. But you about to meet your hell.
Spending eternity in a customized torture chamber, you know, it messed with my theology and my heart. And so I started preaching the gospel of inclusion, saying that Hindus, Muslims, Jews, everybody has access to the grace of the God we preach.
That's not scriptural at all. You will not find that nowhere in this book. But I tell you what is in this book, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation. You can't take scriptures and make it what you want to be. It says what it says, homie. Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. This dude freestyling like Esau.
It grieves me that we treat people the way we do once we find out that they stop impersonating who they aren't. Usually the people that speak the most vociferously against something are dealing with it in their own life. I'm not for Christian cannibalism, eating our dead or dying, destroying them the way we do so many people.
Not just biblical. I mean, there's a cultural feeling here.
Yeah, that's for white folks. See, y'all supposed to do all that kind of stuff. We don't do that kind of stuff.
Obviously, you do. You invite them into your church. See, this man is just full of lies. And the simple gonna believe every word he says. What was that scripture? Yeah, they gonna listen to everything he says. Now let's get Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 26. Her priests have violated my law. Her priests is America, Babylon. Her priests have violated my law. They have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane. Neither have they shown difference between the unclean and clean, and have hid their eyes from my Sabbath, and I am profane among you. Yeah, this man doing just that. He puts no difference between the holy and profane. He showed no difference between the unclean and clean. So therefore, this man is a liar. All day he lied. Now let's get this one. Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, saith the Lord. Verse 13. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal and caused my people to err. See how he's smiling? Yeah, that's the devil right there. Verse 14. Check this out. And I have also seen in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. See, these scriptures don't lie, baby. They commit adultery and walk in lies.
Churches, Kira, are filled with same-gender loving people.
That's why them churches gonna burn the fuck down, because y'all allow them. And you got all these people blood on your hands. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men They lay wait as he that set a snare, they set a trap, they catch men. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, that they are led of them are destroyed. Matthew chapter 24, verse 11. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. Romans chapter 9, verse 6. Not as though the word of Yahweh have taken none effect, for they are all not Israel, which are Israel. Just because you got Israelite blood, don't mean you got an Israelite spirit. You got a spirit of a Sodomite. You got the spirit of an Edomite, an Amalekite, all them wicked, profane motherfuckers. And once again, that makes you a liar.
From the music department to the pulpits, black music, church music, where would it be without our same gender loving or gay musicians and singers? Not all of them are.
But many of them have come to you and said, I'm gay, but I can't come out.
Yes.
And we're talking very powerful people in the gospel industry.
Yes,
I've met
ma'am.
them.
Yes, ma'am.
He's being used as a tool right now, and this lady is using him. She's using him to say that it's cool for you gay people to go to church. You can go to church all you want to. That don't mean you're going to the kingdom. There's a difference. See, you don't want to go to church. You want to go to the kingdom. Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, which means stupid. And they have not understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Now he's trying to base it on the fact that these people nice as hell. They don't deserve to go to hell or be punished or judged for their sins. That's not your call, homie. And one thing you doing, you taking away and adding to the word. Let's get it. Let's go to the book of Revelation. So not only does he have blood on his hands, but he gonna pay his goddamn self. Revelation chapter 22, verse 18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. Verse 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the prophecy of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part out of the book of life and out of the holy city and from all the things that are written in this book. You go to church all you want to, homie. You ain't going to the kingdom. Lying ass. You're gonna be stringing you motherfuckers up left and right for lying and playing with people because you want some money. This ain't no man of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. It's just a nigga still in love with money.
With tears in their eyes, they were afraid. There are people who come to me and say, I embrace your gospel of inclusion, Bishop, but
your gospel of inclusion is a false doctrine, and you're going to get a lot of people killed playing with people. Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 3. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. This man, he pretty much talking out the side of his mouth, and don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I can't, it's not a theological issue with me, it's a business decision. I'll lose my flock, I'll use my...
See, it was a business decision. You heard him? This ain't about what's written. It was a business decision. He felt his pockets getting low because the proud people were afraid to come to his church. So he welcomed them in and lied to them. It was a business decision. Let's get it again. Run it back.
There are people who come to me and say, I embrace your gospel of inclusion, Bishop, but I can't. It's not a theological issue with me. It's a business decision. I'll lose my flock. I'll use my money. I'll lose my parsons. I'll lose myself. I can't.
See, it was a business decision. He said it. Now, what does the Lord say about business? What does he say? Let me see if I can find it, because I know what he said. Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold on to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. Mammon is money. He just said it was a business decision. So, that being said, there is nothing that this man will not do for money, even if it means having blood on his hands, lying to people like gays are welcome in heaven. No, gays gonna be put to death, homie, and you too, cause you lying. So once again, this is not a man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. This is a nigga still in love with money.
Love everybody. I can't even love me. Every gay person in our church is left, or those who have an orientation or a preference or an inclination or fantasy. If everyone left, we wouldn't have a church.
See, why did you go out on a limb?
See? And she just egging it on. Now, let's come out of here. I got another video for me. Minimize. Yeah. Now let's go here. Now this video is Alabama mayor dies by apparent suicide after alleged photos of him in women's clothes. Now, what does the scripture say about women wearing women's clothes? Let's see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Matter of fact, let's go and let this play while I look for it.
Let's take it down southward, where tonight a small town in Alabama is mourning the loss of their mayor, who died of an apparent suicide just days after a conservative news site published a story that showed alleged photos of him on social media, allegedly wearing women's clothes and makeup. They claim he led a secret life and labeled himself on sites as a transgender curvy girl. NBC News is not going to show those pictures. The news site did not respond to our request for comment. Copeland is also the pastor at a local church, where he addressed the two articles just 2 days before he died. Listen.
I apologize for any embarrassment caused by my private and personal life. I have nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh, yes, you do.
A lot of things that were said were...
And see how he lied? He just lied once again. And I think he's in a church. There's a cross, there's a pulpit, altar. He just said that he has nothing to be ashamed of. If that was the case, you would have killed yourself. Yeah, you feeling all the shame. That's why you killed yourself. Let me see if I can find it. It's in the book of Leviticus. It ain't shit for these people to lie, man. Y'all better stop. All right? Y'all keep trusting these lying ass pastors. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Okay. Let me go to Google. Oh, Slocky, it's in Deuteronomy. Slocky. Okay. I thought it was in Leviticus, but it's in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garments. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power. This man says he's a minister, a pastor, and a mayor, but he like dressing like a thick ass white woman. Now we just read the scripture. I guess he didn't read that, huh?
Taken out of context.
I want to bring in Morgan Chesky, who's covering this one for us tonight. Morgan, Mayor Copeland had been the mayor of this town, Smith's Station, for years. What else do we know about him and how this happened?
Yeah. You mean how it happened? He just put on women's clothes and started recording himself online. That's how it happened.
Hallie, elected back in 2016, we know that Smith Station, a town of about 5,000 people, and when Bubba Copeland was elected, it was reported that he really wanted to try to grow this small community, bring new business in. It was a place that he recently described as a modern-day Mayberry, and by all accounts, he was successful during his tenure as mayor. And you mentioned, Hallie, he wasn't just the mayor of...
You see who he with, right? You see who he with? DT. They'll let you know right there what kind of man he is. He probably knows Epstein Island too, shit.
Smith Station here. He was also the pastor of a local church, also owned a local convenience store. So he was just about as involved as you can get in a small rural community there, where he had been beloved by many. And in 2019, he even had...
No, he just had a lot of people fooled.
Had a chance to meet then President Trump. His major test as a local leader came whenever this community endured a horrific tornado that killed 23 people in that small community there. And it was building from that he initially intended to run again, of course, up until he tragically took.
Look at them noses, y'all. They look like they relate. Don't they look alike? That's supposed to be his woman, I guess. They look very, very similar. Look at the eyes and the nose. Man, ain't no telling. That might be his sister or his first cousin or some shit. Not saying that it is. I don't allow the man, but all I'm saying is they look a lot alike. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Took his life on Friday following the publishing of that article that we will not be showing. Hallie?
Can you talk a little bit about the community, the people there, how they're, so many people feeling the pain of this loss very deeply?
Right, still incredibly fresh, the emotion raw. We've had a chance to hear from people in the community on both sides of the aisle, expressing their just shock at the loss of a beloved community member. I know that one of the most visible is former Alabama Senator Doug Jones. I'd like to share what he shared following Copeland's death. He said it is sad and disgusting how he was treated by the news, that conservative news site, for personal decisions, however misguided they...
No. What's sad and disgusting is how he was fronting like he was a man of Yahweh Shah, which he knew he was not. And he had all these people fooled like he was the man of the Lord. That's sad and disgusting. Now, him dressing up like a woman, that's to be expected of an Edomite. We're not surprised by that at all. What we're surprised at is that this man dressed up himself as being a man of the Lord and doing this shit behind closed doors.
They may have been. We live in a mean, bitter world where the self-righteous tend to throw the largest stones, and the 1819 news is the perfect example. Right now, there is no timetable on who will succeed Copeland. We do know that the news site, as you mentioned, has not responded to NBC News request, but this is a small community, Hallie, that is absolutely reeling following the loss of one of their own. Hallie?
Morgan Chesky live for us with that story. Thank you, Morgan. Appreciate it. Let's get you over to the 5. By the way, if you or anybody you know needs help, you can call or text the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. That number is so important, a resource for so many here. Again, you can also text HOME to the crisis text line 741-741.
Mm-hmm. Let's get it. Sirach chapter 41, verse 8. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. He's a pastor, he's a mayor, and he has a little convenience store. So I'm pretty sure he has some money. But like the scripture said, if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction. And he's destroyed. He's out of here. Titus chapter 1, verse 16. They profess they know Yahweh, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate. Reprobate means you have been rejected by the Lord. Yeah, they profess they know Yahweh, but in works they deny him, being abominable. Now, what did the scripture say about a man putting on a woman's clothing? It's Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. Listen to this. For all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy power. Yeah, he is abominable as hell. James chapter 1, verse 26. If any man among you seem to be religious and bridle not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is vain. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well toward his going. You can't just believe in these lying ass pastors without doing your due diligent research. You got to look these scriptures up, man. Because these people will lie to get some money because these people are still in love with money. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 18. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. Y'all better start reading, man. Let's keep going. Let's see what else I got. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. Just believe in everything you hear. By the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Sirach chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look at what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. Yeah, I'm sure he has some money and respect in his community. So they listen to this man. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. That's how they do the prophets of the Lord. That's how it goes. Now, if y'all don't want to listen, that's cool. Hosea chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, Yahweh. I will also forget thy children. Y'all better start reading. Stop believing all these lying ass pastors, man. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 2, verse 5. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are rebellious house, Israelites, so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Yet shall they know that there had been a prophet among them. So when all this stuff we say gonna happen, because it's in the Bible, you will know that a prophet had been among you. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 13, whoso despises the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 32, he that refuses instruction despises his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. Anybody, Esau got to sit over anybody could just be a pastor. As long as they lying, it don't matter. Malachi chapter 3, verse 18. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahweh and him that serveth him not. That is the prophet's job. All these guys off highways and byways cussing y'all hard-headed ass Israelites out because you won't listen. Let's get Ezekiel chapter 13, verse 3 again. Thus said the Lord Yahweh, woe unto the foolish prophets that follow their own spirit and have seen nothing. Woe means destruction. To go to these pastors right here, Isaiah 5 and 20. This both of these pastors. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. First pastor, the black one. Yeah, he's black. He's not an Israelite. He's black. He decided to take it upon himself to change the doctrine, to change the scriptures, because he felt his pockets getting low. So he gonna lie to the proud people and say the Lord loves them just to get some money. That is not a man of the Lord. That is a nigger still in love with money. Y'all better watch out for them niggers still in love with money. Matthew chapter 24, verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many of these lying ass prophets, these lying ass pastors. Psalm chapter 73, verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly who prosper in the world, they increase in riches. Niggas in love with Edomite pastors still in love. We can get these two and we can close. Points been made. Stop trusting these lying ass pastors. And you damn sure need to stop trusting these lying ass Edomites. And it's 2023, almost 2024. If you still worshiping cheese and rice, you're just a dead man walking. Judges chapter 10, verse 13. Ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Verse 14. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in your time of tribulation. But I got news for you, homie. When Jacob's trouble comes through, and Esau is acting a goddamn fool, being a madman, spoiling nuts, spoiling everybody, sweet Jesus ain't coming because he does not exist. At least not as a God. His name is Caesar Borgia. That man that y'all worship on your grandmama wall, up in the church you go to. That is Caesar Borgia. He's the son of a second pope. He was a murderer, a homosexual. Now, if that's what you want to worship, you go ahead. Because I got news for you. He ain't coming back to save no goddamn battle. Because he going into goddamn slavery, his goddamn self. So you can either come on back to the true and living God, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, or you can go and get you a good seat on the grill and enjoy the show. Call Allah Imla Hay now with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Mashiach wa Maki Ba'ashim Hawa Rakakadash, Rakatham, the water by the bar, Kwam Yashra. Shalom.